Sandboarding is a thrilling experience where one grabs a sled and rides down a large sand dune. This can only be done in a few select places across the globe. I was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to try this on Moreton Island in Australia last year, which is one of the largest sand islands in the world. In this video, I will share my experiences sandboarding, compare it to experiences on amusement rides, and tell you if it's worth trying. We experienced sandboarding as part of a day excursion to Moreton Island. This tour was operated by Australian Sunset Safaris, and I highly recommend this tour. We started with a ferry ride between Brisbane and Moreton Island that took roughly just over an hour each way. Our day then had 3 activities: snorkeling, kayaking, and sandboarding. The latter began with a half-hour bus ride through the jungle. To say the journey was turbulent is an understatement. Picture dinosaur Indiana Jones at the Disney parks, but way rougher. You ride down this narrow dirt path as the bus violently bounces up and down. We got some serious airtime in the way. And props to our driver for navigating the roads. It was impressive how he navigated some of the tight turns in a large bus like that. Then at one point, our bus broke down. We figured we were stranded and had to be rescued by another bus, but he somehow started it back up with just a lighter and a knife. Eventually, we reached the sand dunes to go sandboarding. It is hard to estimate the exact height of the dune we went down, but estimated to be roughly 70 to 80 feet, or 20 to 25 meters tall. It felt as tall as a large speed slide at a water park. If you go sandboarding, 6 important tips. 1. Wax the underside of the board. This ensures you go as fast as possible. 2. Keep the nose of your board up from the ground. Otherwise, it will dip underneath the sand and it will cause you to comically wipe out. 3. Keep your feet up. Otherwise, you could slow yourself down or worse, wipe out. 4. Keep your mouth closed. The experience will kick up a lot of sand and you don't want to swallow that. 5. And in a similar vein, wear some type of eye protection. Glasses or sunglasses are perfect for this. Sand in the eyes is not comfortable. 6. Make sure the route is clear before you start your descent. Our tour guide was prioritizing efficiency over safety, leading to some people having to wipe out to avoid a more serious collision with someone else. Climbing sand dunes is a serious workout. You not only have a steep hill to cope with, but the footing is difficult. With each step, your foot will sink into the sand and slide downwards. I found it most efficient to move quickly and catch my breath later at the top. Now, what about the descent? I wouldn't compare this specifically to a roller coaster. Instead, it compares most favorably to another type of water slide, specifically a mat racing slide. Here, you typically ride in your stomach. Then the experience is all about a constant downhill gradient and a continuous buildup of speed. Since you're so low to the ground and have nothing in front of you, the sense of speed is really amplified. The one thing that's different from a standard mat slide is that the experience can be a bit bumpy. Unlike a water slide that is smooth the whole way across, the route will have all sorts of divots when you sandboard. This often occurred towards the bottom, especially if someone before you left footprints behind, or worse, a crater if they wiped out. The vibrations are not the most comfortable, and they could cause you to lose control of the board and wipe out as well. The whole experience is brief but a rush. How does it compare with sledding or tubing? Both build up speed in a similar manner. I think lying down results in a more thrilling experience on sandboarding, but tubing or sledding tends to be a bit smoother. Snow is more stable than sand, and it's more unlikely that others will wipe out and muck up the route, so it comes down to personal preference which one you prefer. Now, there was an option to sandboard in a similar nature to snowboarding. After I saw the first 2 people wipe out in spectacular fashion, I realized that was not for me. I did not want to end up in a hospital. So what would I rate sandboarding? Well, unlike the amusement rides I rate on this channel, I really cannot rate this experience fairly because it's highly dependent upon where you do it. But I will say it's well worth trying, especially if you're a fan of mat water slides or sledding. It has a lot of similarities to both. So those are my thoughts on sandboarding. What are your thoughts on this activity? Have you tried it? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.